Solving Maynard's Puzzle, Part 4. So anima was based in the time period of humanity when we started creating numbers, symbols, basic astrology, and recognizing our biological patterns. Lateralis is based in the next period of time when humans started creating more advanced math, geometry, tracking planets, creating religions based on astrology, creating money, growing from tribes to societies, creating medicine, and learning to heal. The Grudge. This song is basically about creating money and kingdoms, where the grudge, like a crown of negativity, translates to, "You are in debt to me, I am your king." Calculate what we will or will not tolerate, desperate to control all and everything. Okay, you get it. Clutch it like a cornerstone, otherwise it all comes down. This is a more advanced metaphoric wall than the one being built in the song Cold and Ugly. Justify denials and grip them to the lonesome end. After we build walls between ourselves, we find ways to convince ourselves we are right. This wall metaphor is continued in Right in 2. Saturn ascends, comes round again. At this point humans don't know how often Saturn comes. Spoiler alert, it's approximately 10,000 days. Saturn causes big waves, bigger tides than the moon. This is an important concept in 10,000 days. Let the waters kiss and transmutate these leaden grudges into gold. It might sound like an obvious alchemy metaphor for bettering yourself, but it's also suggesting the opposite. Manipulate the people you grudge and create money to make them turn circles for you. If you listen very closely toward the end of the song, you can actually hear coins dropping in the background. The Patient. Considering how the grudge was about the fundamental forming of society, law, order and money, the patient is from the perspective of someone debating if they want to stay in this society. They realize they are being manipulated, but they have made emotional attachments to others who are also stuck in it and need their help. If it wasn't for those people that need him, it would be a much easier decision for him to just walk away from it all. Schism. It's about the leaders of kingdoms disagreeing and splitting into factions, parting ways. Fundamental differing, pure intention juxtaposed will set two lovers' souls in motion. No, it's not about a boyfriend and girlfriend having issues. At the end he says, between supposed lovers, between supposed brothers, indicating it could be drama between a king and queen or between two princes. The poetry that comes from the squaring off between, and the circling is worth it. This is a reference to how they draw the spiral in the song Lateralis, which then splits paths onto the A Perfect Circle album. Finding beauty in the dissonance. This is a reference to how the A Perfect Circle albums are parallel to each other as if they were two people having a conversation. Disintegrating as it goes, testing our communication. The light that fueled our fire then has burned a hole between us, so I think the light is a reference to the white dot in the middle of the 3 albums. In the song Jummy he says, defending his light and wondering, I'll come to your light, hold your light where I can see it. In the song Reflection, this light is not my own. A million light reflections pass over me, its source is bright and endless. I must crucify the ego before it's far too late. I pray the light lifts me out. In the song Wings for Marie, a light in your eyes, and this little light of mine, a gift you passed on to me, I'm gonna let it shine to guide you safely on your way. Maynard once said in an interview, there's a lot of light at the end of the tunnel, but of course you have to make an effort to purge yourself through more of the much to get to it. It requires your participation, but a lot of people are too lazy to get off their butts and involve themselves in that kind of participation. It's like the eye is looking into the hallway of faces, and the picture in the middle is like when psychedelics start to kick in and your dream vision starts to connect and web over your primary vision, thus giving a canvas for the net of being, to be seen on. Parabola. As the album Anima was about the time period when humans were beginning to invent symbols, language, and simple math, in the time period of Lateralis, humans are now starting to write stories, hence the name Parabole. and creating more complex math and geometry, hence the name parabola. In the previous song Schism, the theme was splitting and separation. If you break the word parabola down, the word para has several meanings, such as to be alongside of, or apart from. Notice he used it in the song The Patient, paranoid, paralyzed. So you can think of parabola as someone telling something that happened in a separate place at a separate time. Think of parabola as sort of a reflection on a geometrical graph. An online dictionary defines para as, of or relating to one of three possible isomers of a benzene ring with two attached chemical groups in which the carbon atoms with attached groups are separated by two unsubstituted carbon atoms. The benzene ring comes up several times when researching anything tool, most notably during 10,000 days, but we'll come back to that in another video. This form I hold now, embracing you. This reality here, the song is about a person writing a book, putting themselves inside the story to live on forever. This body makes me feel eternal. So wide-eyed and hopeful, describing the person who might read it. Choosing to be here right now, hold on, stay inside. You know, when you're so into a book it becomes your reality for a while. We barely remember what came before this precious moment. So parabola is like the beginning stages of people writing books. Parabola is when they realize they can take it further by writing a Bible. This holy reality, this holy experience. All this pain is an illusion, describes how you get emotionally attached to characters' problems. Ticks and leeches, it's basically the opposite of the song The Patient. Instead of accepting being manipulated, this person is fed up with it and ready to murder those who control him. Up to this point in human history, most murders were simple: stab, rock against skull, set on fire, etc. But now humans are coming up with more elusive ways to kill, such as poisoning a drink. I hope you choke. Lateralus. Black then white are all I see in my infancy, red and yellow then came to be. Compare how all two album covers are very dark, mostly black and white, and how the first three A Perfect Circle albums were red and yellow. Reaching out to me, lets me see. If you've ever done psychedelics, you know how your eyes will stretch color out of anything that is white. As below, so above and beyond. Mirdanam equals below. 13th step equals above. Emotive equals beyond. Notice he says, as below, as though it already happened, because Mirdanams came out before Lateralis. Overthinking, overanalyzing separates the body from the mind. Remember the thing about para, meaning separate, apart, to the side. Withering my intuition, leaving all these opportunities behind. It's as though the person is unconsciously choosing not to think for themselves, to not question authority, but to be content with society and to seek better opportunity within it. More consciously they just want to be connected with everyone else in it. As below, so above and beyond, I imagine drawn beyond the lines of reason. Push the envelope, watch it bend. This describes drawing the golden spiral, which began with parabola. Spiral out, keep going. This is instructing the story continues onto the A Perfect Circle albums from here. Remember, the A Perfect Circle albums are parallel to each other. The story splits with Schism. Parabola is a reflected geometry thing, okay, you get it. But before jumping to the A Perfect Circle part of the story from here, the story is splitting apart further. Choose 1 or 10, but I will explain this in another video when I explain the Holy Gift track order thing. Disposition. Mention something, mention anything, and watch the weather change. I think this is just about how people back then were totally convinced that gods controlled the weather. Also, I think it's a reference to the lyrics in Schism when he says cold silence has a tendency to atrophy any sense of compassion. The title Disposition is a reference to the indecision of choosing 1 or 10 as mentioned in The Grudge. That connected metaphor is saying when the flood comes you will have chance to escape, but do you want to? Can you survive alone, or do you need others? And watch the weather change. Reflection and Fa'apdo'oiad. These two are opposites, leaving the album off on an undecided note, or to be dispositioned. Reflection is about trust. Fa'apdo'oiad is about paranoia. Reflection is seeing other people as yourself, Fa'apdo'oiad is seeing yourself above others like you are God or vice versa. The word Fa'apdo'oiad means voice of God. Triad. I am pretty sure this name is another indication that the three A Perfect Circle albums are parallel to each other.